Boo! Hey, welcome. It's Halloween, so happy Halloween today. Hope you get some good candy tonight and are safe. So I wanted to jump on here and talk to parents for a little bit, parents of teenagers. I am currently a parent of two teenagers. Well, two teenagers, and I just had a teenager graduate into 20-year-old status. I don't know what that is called. But one of the things that I've often worked with parents on is chores, gratitude, respectfulness, and they get frustrated because their kids are not at home grateful. They're not respectful. They're not kind. They get annoying. They talk back. They get rude. I mean, if you're a parent and you have teenagers, you know what I'm talking about. So a lot of parents will like say, my kid's crazy, my kid's frustrating. I don't want them to launch and be a horrible adult. And I tell them, chances are they're probably not going to launch and be a horrible adult. And this is why. This is how you can tell that your kid is not going to probably be a horrible adult. Um, you may ask them to do a chore and they may drag their feet, they may complain, they may say, well, Johnny doesn't do his chore, why should I have to do mine? Or Susie didn't do hers all the way, that's not fair, and you'll hear a lot of that complaining. But do your kids, when they go to someone else's home, do they do chores, or do they do dishes, or do they pick up after themselves without asking? Can a parent in another home talk to your kid and that kid will talk back and be respectful to them? Do you get reports of your children having great behavior in someone else's home? Now, if you do, those are all the signs that your kid's going to be a great kid. They're going to launch successfully and be a successful adult. It is the bane of every parent they don't understand, why do they not do this at home, but they can go to a person that lives right next door and be kind, be polite, be grateful, pick up after themselves, do chores to help their friends who they're visiting. It is mind-boggling. It makes parents crazy, but I want you to know you are not alone. A lot of parents think they're alone in this. And consistently over time, as I've met with parents, and even in my own house, that's a consistent thing. You may have a kid that has a chore that they've supposed to have been doing for the last 3 years of their life, like my house. And inevitably, you don't understand it. We as parents don't get this. They know they have this chore. They've done this chore for the last 3 years, but yet we still have to remind them as parents to do this chore. But yet they could go right next door and not be asked to pick up after themselves and pick up after themselves. So there's two things. I want to normalize this to you as a parent. This is something that happens nationwide. This is something that happens with all parents and all teenagers. If your kid is being respectful, if your kid's being grateful, if your kid's picking up after themselves at someone else's home, you are doing the right thing as a parent. I just want to put that out there for you. If you're feeling frustrated today, you are doing the right thing as a parent. Your kid is going to successfully launch. Now, how you and your kid interact around this kind of stuff in your own home, that's where maybe the challenge is, because you feel frustrated as the parent, and then maybe you resort to guilt tripping your kid, saying hurtful things to your kid, and that's a whole separate thing that we can talk about for another day. Hey, thanks for listening. Happy Halloween, and you are doing a good job, parent. Hope that can give you some inspiration that you're not crazy. Your kid is just like every other kid, and they're going to launch successfully. I'm Doc David. Have a great day.